Is it
okay,
recording?
Mixed it up for me. So before I do it, somebody that doesn't, if you have an idea, don't answer, please. Somebody else, I always like to get a guess of about how long they think it'll take me.
3 years.
1 minute? That's a good guess.
6 minutes.
6 minutes? Okay. Huh? How long?
30 seconds.
Okay. All right, who's going to time me?
I'll time you. Hold on.
Okay, now in a competition, you get to inspect it first. So I'm going to look at it. And I'm kind of out of practice, so, because I haven't been practicing much. Okay, so you want to,
You want me to count you down?
hang on, let me think here. So, yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
So 20 seconds, that's not real good for me, but I'll take it.
You gonna teach us how to do it?
I can. It's not something. Let me. So.
Sure, just like that.
So the method I use is the method pretty much everybody uses. There's a couple other methods, but all the world records are with this method right now. What's the world record, by the way, is like 4.2 seconds now. It was 4.5. I think I forget. They break it so much now.
Well, and he said, let me look at it.
So there's,
he
you can think of it
he
as
knows
4
before he
steps,
does
but
it,
there's
what
more
he's
to
doing.
each. Some of the steps are more. So my first step is I do a white cross. If you want to learn to do this, you might want to learn to do any color cross because it has some advantages, but I didn't learn that way. So I'm going to make a white cross. I don't care what the corners are, but my cross, and when you get better at it, I can pretty much see, I can usually at least plan that. So I would do this, and I did it wrong. I'm glad I didn't do that a minute ago. Okay.
It's hard for him to go slow because he's
I really
tired.
messed that up. Okay. So there's my cross. But the thing with this cross is, if you look at this white piece here and look on the other side of that, the other sticker on that piece, it matches this center piece too. Can you see what I'm talking about? So in other words, this edge piece is in the right place between these centers. If I had this white piece here, this would be wrong because this color doesn't match the center. So you have to do the cross correctly. The next thing I do is, so you think of it as a 3D thing, and so I'm going to finish these 2 bottom layers, 2 pieces at a time. So like here I see blue, red, this blue and red edge, and this blue, red, and white corner. So you get them set up like this. This is the case I would do for this. And then there's videos you can watch that go into more detail on this, but I'm just giving a brief. So, and then I'm going to insert that here like that. And so that filled in that block basically. So I'll just go ahead and do those other pieces. So there's my first 2 layers. The next thing I do is what's called orient the last layer. And so you can learn this. So everything I've done so far, you can watch a couple videos and you could learn to do it without any memorization. I mean, once you understand, you can figure it out once you know what to do. Then on this last layer, you have to learn some algorithms, it's called. You can do it with just like 2. Actually, you can do it with 1. Or you can do it with a few. The more you know, the more efficient it is. So for orientation, there's actually 57 different possibilities, and so I've learned all And it always messes me up. See, I'm going to mess myself up when I go slow. I did that wrong. Okay, so I know all the 57 possibilities. So whatever case I get when I'm there, I know I do one of 57 algorithms to orient it. But like I said, you can do it like 2. And then the last step is to permute the last corner pieces, permutation of the last layer. And there's only 21 of those algorithms. But again, you can learn it with just a couple. So you can actually learn to solve it with you kind of have to memorize a couple of things, but you don't have to memorize as much as I did. So.
Jason, I think you should tell everybody how you got restarted with the Rubik's Cube, and then also what you do for a living. Because
how I got restarted?
Or how you started.
A few years ago?
Yeah, wasn't it the song on the...
No, that's how I first started.
Oh, that's how you first...
Well, that's when I first learned. Yeah, there was a country song back in 2004, I think, that mentioned the Rubik's Cube. What's it called? 19-something? Yeah. I heard that on the radio, and I thought, we used to play with them when we were kids, and I think Leland and Barry used to solve them.
Yeah, probably.
This method didn't exist back then, by the way. The way they solved it would have been much harder. But I heard that, and we never solved them, but we would do a color. And I thought, it'd be fun to look up on the internet because I could probably learn how to do that. And so back then I learned from a former Swedish champion named Lars Petrus, and I learned his method Petrus, they call it Petrus, which is it's pretty more difficult than this, I think. It's harder for me to understand. But I never practiced much, and then in 2015, a kid at church had one, and we were talking about it, and he could do it in like a minute and a half. I had never done it in under 2 minutes, I don't think. And I tried to show him the way I did it, and I couldn't remember how because I hadn't practiced. And so I went home and looked online again, and it's pretty popular now. We have competitions in Texas with 100 people that'll fill up. We had one competition, 80 competitors. It was full in under 2 minutes when registration opened. So it's really popular. Now it's mostly like 12-year-olds. There's a couple of us that are my age that go, but and they're way faster than me too. It's amazing. So it's amazing to me how fast they are. So anyway, I looked online then and got really interested in it and ordered a few cubes off Amazon and got hooked. So I started practicing. As far as we know, for the cubers that are over 40, I'm the fastest one in America. But there's not an official. There's not an official. That's not an official ranking because they don't share ages. So it's just based on people that have told their age on the forums online and stuff. So. Question.
Are you teaching this to your kids?
I'm trying to, they don't quite have the attention span yet.
No.
Hopefully, some kids this age do. I think the first competition I ever went to, there was a 5-year-old there, and he could do it in about a minute and a half. So I hope they get into it because I know they'll get faster than me. As we get older, our hands just aren't limber enough to be like some of these guys are. So. Thanks.